And tonight is considered one of the biggest drinking days of the year. You may have even heard people call it Blackout Wednesday.
It's when people, back home for the holidays, head out to get drinks or dinner with friends and family, and sometimes they can have one or several drinks too many.
Our Chase House spoke to state police and a lawyer about the consequences. And Chase, here's the question. How much could someone have to shell out if they're caught drinking and driving?
Let's say you've had about 4 beers and a shot at the bar. That'll run you about $30. And according to one lawyer, you'll have to pay more than 250 times that in fines and fees if you don't catch a ride home if you're drunk. Liquor will be flying off the shelves at some bars and restaurants Wednesday night as people celebrate Thanksgiving. But those drinks could cost you some serious cash if you find yourself in jail for driving drunk.
Depending on how intoxicated you are when you're arrested, could determine how long you have to be in jail.
Sergeant John Perrine with Indiana State Police says this day last year, less than a handful of people were charged with driving while intoxicated on Marion County highways and interstates. And according to IMPD, its officers arrested 6 people for DWI in that same time frame. Philip Hayes has his own practice as a criminal defense attorney. He says you'll likely have to pay thousands of dollars in court costs and lawyer fees if you're caught driving drunk.
You could be looking at between $5,000 to $8,000 on your first DUI.
Now, how does that compare to Uber prices? Let's say you're taking one from Kilroy's and Broad Ripple to 16-bit off of Mass Avenue around 8 Wednesday night. According to the rideshare, it'll run you about $42 for an Uber X and $50 for an Uber XL in Comfort. But if you don't have the money or don't prefer taking rideshares, Perrine says to have a plan B.
I would venture to guess that you have a friend or a family member that may not be out with you, that if you make that phone call at any time of the day, they would much rather get that phone call from you saying, I need a ride home, than getting a phone call or a visit from me saying you've been in a serious crash or killed.
So if you find yourself with your keys in your hand about to drive home drunk, the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration wants you to remember drunk driving is the leading cause of death for those on the road. Reporting, Chase Howell, 13 News.